Hey there. So glad you're here.
Yeah.
We all want to figure out this weight loss thing, right? And I bet you're wondering, like, what's the deal with fat? Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it bad? I mean, it seems like fat's been the villain forever.
Yeah.
But what if I told you that some fats could actually help you reach your goals?
Mm.
That's what we're diving deep into today.
Okay.
We've got this super interesting article that breaks it all down.
Oh, cool.
Different types of fat, what they do in your body, and how to make them work for you, not against you.
I like that.
You might even be surprised to learn that some fats can make you feel fuller.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which means fewer cravings and less overeating.
That makes sense.
Let's unpack this.
Okay, let's do it.
For years, it's like fat has been demonized, like avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, I remember that.
But science is always evolving, right?
Mm.
And now we're realizing it's not that simple.
It's more nuanced for sure.
It's more about understanding it, not fearing it.
Totally. It's all about understanding.
So where do we even begin with understanding all this?
Well, you got to know that there are different kinds of fat, right?
Okay, different kinds.
Each one acts differently in your body.
Gotcha. So it's not just like one big, bad, fat monster.
Not at all. Think of it like ingredients in a recipe.
Oh, I like that analogy.
They all contribute differently to the final dish.
Yeah, that makes it less scary. So what are the main players we got to know about?
Okay, so there are three main types. Saturated fats, unsaturated fats, and then you got your trans fats.
Okay, three main types.
Yeah.
Let's start with saturated fats. What's the deal with those?
So saturated fats, you usually find them in animal products,
Like what?
like red meat and full-fat dairy.
Okay.
And they've kind of gotten a bad rep for raising cholesterol.
Yeah, I've heard that. Saturated fat equals bad for your heart, right?
Yeah, that's the common thought. But it might be more complicated than that.
Oh. So not that black and white.
No, not really. New research is suggesting that the type of saturated fat matters, and of course how much you eat.
So moderation is key.
Like with most things in life,
Love that
right?
phrase.
It's
Yeah.
not about cutting them out entirely, just being mindful.
So choosing leaner meats, maybe opting for low-fat dairy,
Exactly.
portion control, the usual suspect.
Yep, exactly that.
Makes sense.
Yep.
All right, what about unsaturated fats? Those sound a bit nicer.
Unsaturated fats, they're like the good guys.
Okay,
Your friends. These are the ones you want to hang out with.
all right. I'm ready to make some friends.
You find them in things like olive oil, avocados, nuts, and seeds.
Oh, okay. Those are some good friends.
Yeah, they're pretty delicious too.
I'm already liking this conversation a lot more.
And even unsaturated fats. There are two types, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated.
Okay, two subcategories.
Both are good for your heart, good for you overall.
Gotcha. So monounsaturated fats, like in olive oil, what do those do?
Well, they've been shown to lower the bad cholesterol, LDL,
Okay.
and they raise the good cholesterol, HDL.
Okay, wait, back up a sec. What are LDL and HDL again? I always get those mixed up.
Sure. So think of LDL as the lousy cholesterol.
Lousy cholesterol.
That's the one that can build up in your arteries.
And got good.
Yeah, it can increase your risk of heart disease.
Got it.
Then you have HDL, that's the healthy cholesterol.
Okay, healthy cholesterol.
It's like a little scavenger, goes around, picks up the LDL, and takes it to your liver to be dealt with.
Oh, so it cleans up the mess.
Exactly. So
No.
high HDL cholesterol is a good thing.
That makes sense. So monounsaturated fats help lower the lousy and raise the healthy. That's pretty great.
Yeah, win-win for your heart.
What about polyunsaturated fats? What do they do?
Okay, so those are also heart healthy. That's where you find those essential omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids.
So omega-3s, I've definitely heard of those. Those are the good ones, right?
They're like the rock stars. They're amazing for reducing inflammation in your body.
Inflammation, I know that's linked to a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of chronic diseases, heart disease, arthritis, even some cancers.
Wow, so these omega-3s are like little firefighters putting out those fires in our body.
I like that. That's a great way to think about it.
And they're not just good for our hearts. I've heard they're good for our brains too, right?
Oh, yeah. Crucial for brain health. They can improve how your brain works, your memory, even your mood.
So we're talking double dose of benefits here.
Mm.
Heart and brain power. Where do we find these amazing omega-3s?
Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, trout.
Okay, so we got olive oil, avocados, nuts, seeds, fatty fish. These are starting to sound like my kind of foods.
They are delicious and they're good for you.
And when you choose these unsaturated fats over other types of fat, you're not only supporting your heart and brain, but potentially helping with weight loss, too.
Exactly.
I can't wait to hear more about that. But before we get there, we got to address the elephant in the room. Trans fats.
Uh-huh.
These are the bad guys, right?
Yeah, those are the ones you definitely want to avoid as much as possible.
All right, so stay away. Why are they so bad?
They're created through this process called hydrogenation. Basically, it turns liquid oils into solid fats.
Okay, I've heard of that. That's what makes all those yummy but unhealthy snacks so irresistible, right?
Exactly.
So trans fats are in processed foods, fried foods, baked goods, all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
all that.
And they raise the bad cholesterol, lower the good, like the worst of both worlds.
Double whammy for your heart.
So checking food labels for trans fats is a must-do.
Absolutely. And even if the label says 0 grams, it's always good to look at the ingredients list.
For what?
For partially hydrogenated oil. That's just another name for trans fats.
Oh, sneaky. Good to know. This is all such helpful info. I feel like I'm finally starting to get this whole fat thing.
Great.
You know, speaking of feeling good, imagine if you could get rid of that stubborn fat and support weight loss, all while chilling at home. You can find out more by visiting website address or clicking the link in the description. But before we go there, let's talk about some of the biggest myths around fat and weight loss.
Okay, the myths. I like it.
Ready for some myth busting?
Always. Let's set the record straight.
Perfect. So, myth number 1. All fats are bad and should be avoided completely. Where did that even come from?
You know, it came from some early research that only looked at the link between fat and cholesterol.
Okay.
It didn't really consider the different types of fat or their different effects on the body.
So kind of a narrow view.
Yeah, definitely. And that led to this big misconception that all fats were bad and would make you gain weight.
But as we've been talking about today, that's just not true. Healthy fats are actually essential for so many things.
Right, so many important functions.
Like brain function, hormone production, cell growth.
Exactly. Our bodies need fat to thrive.
We need it.
Yeah, it's about choosing the right ones and not going overboard.
Moderation. Again.
Yep.
All right. Myth number 2. Low-fat foods are always healthier. I've definitely fallen for that one before.
Yeah.
You think you're making the smart choice.
Yeah, I hear you.
And food marketing really pushes that idea too.
Oh, yeah, it plays into that belief for sure.
But what's the reality?
Well, when food companies take out the fat, they got to replace it with something else, right?
To make it taste good.
Yeah, to give it flavor, texture. Usually that means added sugar or artificial ingredients.
So those low-fat options might not be so virtuous after all.
Sometimes not.
So maybe the full-fat version in moderation could actually be better.
Yeah, potentially. It all comes down to reading those labels carefully and not being fooled by all the marketing hype.
So true. Being an informed consumer is key.
Absolutely. It's all about making choices that work for you and your health goals.
All right, myth number 3. Avoiding fat will help you lose weight faster.
It sounds logical, right? Fewer calories from fat, quicker results.
Right. Seems like it should be straightforward.
But what's the catch?
Well, when you drastically cut down on fat, your body can kind of freak out.
Freak out? In what way?
It can go into starvation mode, slow down your metabolism to save energy. Oh, so it's like our bodies are saying, hold up, we're not getting enough fuel here, got to conserve resources.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, cutting out fat can make you feel super hungry and deprived.
I can imagine.
Then what happens? You get crazy cravings, you end up overeating, and you totally sabotage your weight loss efforts.
So that backfires.
Yeah, it can. It's not just about feeling full physically, it's about feeling satisfied mentally and emotionally too.
And that satisfaction comes from those healthy fats.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. This is all starting to come together. But even knowing all this, it still feels kind of counterintuitive to eat more fat when you're trying to lose weight.
I hear you.
How do we make sure those fats are actually working for us and not against us?
Well, that's where we go from the science to actually putting it into practice.
Okay, practical tips. I like it.
One of the best ways to use healthy fats for weight loss is to use their power to make you feel full.
You mean like satiety, that feeling of being satisfied after a meal.
Exactly. Healthy fats digest more slowly, they keep you fuller for longer, so you're less likely to get those energy dips and cravings that make you overeat.
So it's like those fats are telling our brains, hey, we're good here. No need to send out the hunger alarm just yet.
Love that analogy.
And is there anything else we can do to boost that feeling of fullness?
Oh, yeah. You can pair those healthy fats with fiber-rich foods.
Oh, yeah, the dynamic duo.
It's the ultimate combo for keeping those hunger pangs away.
What are some examples of those power couples?
Think about adding some chia seeds or flax seeds to your morning smoothie. or topping your salad with walnuts or almonds.
Okay, those are easy enough to add in. What about main meals? How do we get enough healthy fats throughout the day?
One simple way is to make fatty fish a regular part of your meals.
How often are we talking?
At least 2 servings a week. Grill it, bake it, put it in salads. So many ways to enjoy it.
Yeah, I love salmon. It's so flavorful and satisfying.
And don't forget about avocados.
Oh yes, avocados.
They're packed with those monounsaturated fats, plus fiber, vitamins, minerals. They're amazing.
I can eat avocado toast every day.
Add them to salads, sandwiches, or just enjoy them with a little salt and pepper.
I'm feeling like a fat connoisseur now. But even with healthy fats, portion control is still important, right?
Absolutely. Fats have more calories than carbs or proteins, so it's easy to overdo it, even with the healthy ones.
So how do we keep those portions in check? I know I'm guilty of mindless snacking on nuts sometimes.
Mindful snacking is key. Instead of just grabbing handfuls of nuts from the bag, measure out a serving size, usually about a quarter cup.
Okay, a quarter cup.
That helps you stay aware of how much you're actually eating.
I also try to use measuring spoons when I'm cooking with oils.
That's a great strategy.
It helps me not accidentally pour in half the bottle.
It's all about finding their little habits that make healthy choices easier.
I like that. This has been so helpful. I feel like I finally understand how to incorporate healthy fats in a way that actually helps me lose weight.
Great. Remember, it's a journey.
Yeah, not a sprint.
Be patient, experiment, find what works for you.
And don't be afraid to enjoy those healthy fats. They're not the enemy, they're our friends.
Exactly. They're here to help.
They're our allies in this whole health and weight loss journey.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we've been focusing so much on the weight loss aspect of healthy fats, but I'm really curious about all those other benefits.
Right.
It's like they're a multivitamin for our entire body.
You really are. Healthy fats play a crucial role in overall health and well-being. They help with so many things, from our hearts to our brains, even our skin.
Okay,
They affect everything.
I can't wait to learn more about that. But first, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back to explore all the amazing ways that healthy fats can boost our overall health and make us feel amazing. Stay tuned.
All right, let's bust those myths.
Myth number 1, all fats are bad. Avoid them like the plague. Where'd that come from?
It came from early research. They focused only on fat and cholesterol, didn't look at the different types.
Also, it was too simplistic.
Yeah, they didn't see the whole picture. Led to this idea that all fats were bad for you, made you gain weight.
But we know now that's not true at all. Healthy fats are crucial for all sorts of things.
Absolutely.
Brain function, hormones, cell growth.
Your body needs fat to function right.
We need it.
It's about picking the good ones, not going crazy.
Moderation, as always. Okay, myth number 2. Low-fat foods are the healthier choice. I've totally fallen for that one. You think you're being good,
Happens to the best of us.
and the marketing really pushes it, you know?
Oh, yeah, they play on that big time.
But what's the real story?
Well, when they take out the fat, they got to replace it with something,
Like
right?
make it taste good.
Yeah, to keep the flavor, the texture. Usually it's sugar or artificial stuff.
So low-fat might not be so healthy after all.
Sometimes not.
So maybe the full-fat option, in moderation, could actually be better.
It's possible. Read those labels carefully. Don't fall for the hype.
Be an informed consumer.
Exactly. Make choices that work for you.
Myth number 3. Avoiding fat will help you lose weight faster. Fewer fat calories, quicker results, right?
Seems logical.
But there's got to be a catch.
There is. If you cut fat too drastically, your body goes into panic mode.
Panic mode, like what?
Starvation mode.
Your metabolism slows down to conserve energy.
So it's like our bodies are saying, hold up, not enough fuel. Got to go into survival mode.
Exactly. Plus, when you cut out fat, you feel hungry, deprived.
I can imagine.
So you get intense cravings, you overeat, and your weight loss plans go out the window.
It backfires big time.
Totally. It's not just about physical fullness, it's mental and emotional satisfaction too.
And those healthy fats play a role in that satisfaction.
For sure.
This is all making so much sense now. But it still feels kind of strange to eat more fat to lose weight.
I get it.
How do we make sure those fats are working with us, not against us?
That's where the rubber meets the road, taking the science and making it practical.
Practical tips. I love it. One of the best ways to use healthy fats for weight loss is to use their power to make you feel full and satisfied.
Satiety, right, that feeling of contentment after eating.
Exactly. Healthy fats digest slower, keep you full longer, so you're less likely to have those energy crashes and cravings.
So the fats signal to our brain, we're good here, no need to sound the hunger alarm yet.
Perfect analogy.
Is there anything we can do to amplify that feeling of fullness?
Oh, yeah. Pair those fats with high-fiber foods.
The dream team.
The ultimate combo to keep hunger at bay.
What are some examples of that winning combo?
Think chia seeds or flax seeds in your morning smoothie, or a salad with walnuts or almonds on top.
Easy additions. What about for main meals? How do we make sure we're getting enough healthy fats throughout the day?
One simple strategy. Make fatty fish a regular part of your week.
How often?
Shoot for at least 2 servings. You can grill it, bake it, add it to salads, lots of options.
I'm a big fan of salmon. So flavorful, so satisfying.
And don't forget avocados.
Avocado's always a good idea.
Loaded with those monounsaturated fats, fiber, vitamins, minerals, powerhouse food.
Avocado toast for life.
You can put them on anything, salads, sandwiches, or just eat them plain with salt and pepper.
I'm feeling like a fat expert now. But even with healthy fats, we got to keep those portions in check, right?
Absolutely. Fats are more calorie dense than carbs or protein. You can overdo it, even with the good ones.
So what are some ways to stay mindful of those portions? I know I can get carried away snacking on nuts.
Mindful snacking is key. Instead of grabbing handfuls of nuts, measure out a serving, usually about a quarter cup.
Quarter cup, got it.
Helps you stay aware of how much you're actually eating.
I also try to use measuring spoons for oil when I'm cooking.
Smart move.
Stops me from pouring in half the bottle by accident.
It's all about those little habits that make healthy choices easier.
This has been eye-opening. I finally feel like I get how to make healthy fats work for my weight loss journey.
That's great to hear. Remember, it's a journey, not a race.
No quick fixes.
Be patient with yourself, experiment, find what works for you.
And don't be afraid of those healthy fats. They're not the enemy, they're our friends.
Exactly. Here to help us.
Our allies in this whole health and weight loss adventure. Speaking of which, we've been super focused on the weight loss side of healthy fats, but I'm really curious about those other benefits.
Right. There's so much more.
It's like they're a multivitamin for our whole body.
They are. Healthy fats are essential for overall health and well-being. Everything from our hearts to our brains, even our skin.
Wow, they affect it all.
Everything's connected.
I can't wait to hear more about that. Welcome back. We've been on this amazing journey today, uncovering the truth about fats and how they can actually help us lose weight.
Yeah, it's been eye-opening, right? We've busted some serious myths along the way.
For sure. It's time to ditch that old fear of fat and embrace all the good it can do for us.
Absolutely. Fat is not the enemy.
We've already talked about how healthy fats are good for our hearts and brains, but let's dive a little deeper into those benefits.
Okay, let's do it.
And uncover even more ways they can make us healthier overall.
Sounds good.
So, starting with heart health, we know omega-3s are key players here.
They are. They're like little warriors fighting inflammation and keeping those blood vessels healthy.
So, it's not just about avoiding the bad fats, it's about actively getting those good fats, like omega-3s, into our diet.
Exactly. It's a two-pronged approach. Reduce the unhealthy and increase the beneficial.
Makes sense.
Omega-3s have been shown to lower blood pressure, improve blood flow, and reduce the risk of blood clots.
Wow, that's amazing. Sounds like those fatty fish we talked about are little heart-healthy packages.
They really are. And it's not just about preventing heart disease. They can also benefit people who already have heart conditions. Studies have shown they can improve heart function and reduce the risk of complications.
That's incredible. It's amazing to think that something as simple as eating salmon or mackerel a couple of times a week can have such a big impact on our heart.
It really shows you how powerful food can be. We often forget that what we eat has a huge impact on our health.
Speaking of powerful impacts, let's move on to brain health. I've heard healthy fats are essential for our brains to function at their best. Is that true?
Absolutely. Our brains are about 60% fat,
Wow, 60%. That's a lot.
They need a steady supply of healthy fats to work properly. And omega-3s are especially important for brain development, cognitive function, memory, even regulating our mood.
So if we're not getting enough healthy fats, our brains might not be working as well as they could be.
Exactly. It's like trying to run a car without gas. You're not going to get very far. Without enough healthy fats, we can experience brain fog, trouble concentrating, even memory issues.
So we got to keep those brains fueled up with healthy fats. What are some other good brain-boosting foods besides fatty fish?
Walnuts are a great source of omega-3s, and they even look like little brains. Flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds are good too. And of course, avocados, they're good for both brain and heart health.
Okay, so we've got our fatty fish, walnuts, seeds, avocados. That's a pretty delicious brain-boosting shopping list.
It is, and the benefits don't stop there. Healthy fats are also crucial for hormonal health.
Hormonal health. I know hormones are super important for our overall well-being, especially for women, but I don't really understand the connection to fats. Can you explain that a bit more?
Sure, so Hormones are like chemical messengers that control a lot of things in our bodies.
Yeah.
Our mood, our energy, our metabolism, our reproductive system. And guess what? Healthy fats are essential for making those hormones.
So if our hormones are out of whack, it could be because we're not getting enough healthy fats.
It's definitely possible. A lack of healthy fats can mess with our hormonal balance and cause all sorts of problems.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What are some specific ways healthy fats help with hormones?
Well, for women, omega-3s can help regulate menstrual cycles, reduce PMS symptoms, and even improve fertility. They're also important for healthy pregnancies.
That's amazing.
Hmm.
I know a lot of women struggle with hormonal imbalances, so it's good to know that we can actually support our hormones through our diet.
Absolutely. And it's not just for women. Healthy fats are important for men's hormonal health, too. They help with testosterone production and reproductive function overall.
Wow, it seems like healthy fats are truly essential for every part of our body.
They really are.
And before we wrap up, there's one more benefit I wanted to touch on: skin health.
Ah, yes. Healthy fats are nature's beauty secret. They help keep our skin hydrated, supple, and glowing.
Okay, now you have my attention. Tell me more about this beauty connection.
Omega-3s are the stars here again. They help reduce inflammation in the skin, which can cause things like acne, eczema, and psoriasis. They also help protect our skin from sun damage and premature aging.
So eating healthy fats is like giving our skin a dose of internal sunscreen and moisturizer.
I love that analogy.
Right.
And don't forget about vitamin E. It's a powerful antioxidant that protects our skin cells from damage. You can find it in almonds, sunflower seeds, and avocados.
I'm starting to see healthy fats in a whole new light. They're not just about weight loss, they're about supporting our whole body from the inside out.
Exactly. It's about understanding how all these different nutrients work together to keep us healthy and thriving.
We've covered so much ground today, debunked myths, explored the science, and discovered all these amazing benefits of healthy fats. I feel like I've had a complete fat makeover.
I'm so glad to hear that. Remember, it's all about making small, sustainable changes that you can stick with for the long haul.
And don't be afraid to try out different healthy fat sources and find what you enjoy the most. Avocados, nuts, fatty fish, there's a whole world of deliciousness out there.
For sure. And as you start incorporating more healthy fats into your diet, pay attention to how you feel. You might notice more energy, a better mood, improved digestion, and even healthier, glowing skin.
I love that. It's all about listening to our bodies and noticing those positive changes when we nourish ourselves with good food.
And if you're looking for some extra help on your weight loss journey, there are resources out there that can make healthy choices easier. Imagine if you could finally get rid of that stubborn fat and support your weight loss journey in a simple and healthy way, all from the comfort of your own home. You can find out more by visiting website address or clicking the link in the description.
That's a great point. There's no need to do this alone. Now, as a final thought, I want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder. Considering how important portion control is with fats, how can you incorporate measuring tools into your daily routine in a way that feels easy and sustainable? We'd love to hear your thoughts and strategies, so share them with us on social media. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into fats and weight loss. We hope you've learned some valuable things today and feel empowered to make healthy choices that support your journey. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep on diving deep.